All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to session 30. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Definitely longer than most groups get to go. So nice work. Way to stick together. We'll keep the intro relatively short. We'll start with a little note. Please, if you can. Some of y'all have been pretty active, which is great. Some of y'all, I get it. We're busy with work, but if you can, the Google Drive folder is created. Uh, put notes, put reference art, do things, because this is your chance to get, as close to what your mind's eye of your character is created. So thank you to those who have started putting stuff in, and I completely understand for those who haven't. We're all busy. But going on to previous session 29, an interesting session in that the group had successfully ventured out of the marshes, the swamps, and had been more in like Green Hill proper, the areas surrounding it at least. And while you guys were traveling down this little dirt road, it's pretty scenic, pretty idyllic. Sun up high, but not blistering or anything. Eventually, y'all did stumble across two individuals walking in the opposite direction who did stop y'all. A dark, like smoke fur colored tabaxi that had some golden teeth, and a rather large and rather large and muscular, craggy individual that was a Genasi thug, essentially. With Davis flashing his Verdant Dawn or Verdant Cause badge, volleys and volleys of bolts and arrows came from the bushes around y'all, and you were beset upon by a group of bandits that had identified themselves as the Black Purse. Not needless to say, but it was quickly apparent that after their surprise that these were not the most coordinated and most capable individuals. And actually, it was more of a kind of a pathetic attempt where you systematically, as a coordinated unit, the Crass Menagerie did dispatch of them somewhat harshly, but at the same time, realizing that there might have been a little bit more to this, you did stabilize the individuals that you fell. You did riled up rather than, kill those that were running away. Yeah. And some interesting heart-to-heart moments occurred with, discussion of changing their path, getting on the straight and narrow, information about where they come from, where they're staying. You learn that they kind of patrol a couple of these trails and they collect a quote-unquote toll, which they rather just collect than fight people. And they take about half of what you're carrying. You did, with some interrogation, find out that they have potentially like a 2-leader system where the bandits that you were interacting with don't necessarily know them very well, but they're Bart and the Fist. And they kind of gave you a description. One is a dwarf and one is a Goliath. The dwarf having many, many iron and metal and runic clasps in his beard. But with the Black Purse bandits kind of tied up, set aside, given like basically a scolding and threatened, they will do the best that they can to convince the rest of the group over at the Crookback, yes, to change their ways. But you definitely get the sense that while they are honest and they're going to try to stop them, they don't necessarily feel that they have the ability to stop these individuals or the rest of the group. With that, you basically have the opportunity now to do as you please. It is, still high afternoon, so 3-4 o'clock or so, on the same trail. Freud, the Earthen Genasi, is still out cold from the trauma, but he is stable. What would you, Crass Menagerie, like to do?
I think we gave him enough of our mind and gave him a path to go on, so I think we head on our path, right, guys?
Yep. I mean, we take down, obviously, all their information.
Yeah, I mean, Marb, you go through and
we mark it on the map and everything.
Yeah, you get the map that Davis has been kind of working on marked up.
Right.
And you do Marb because you understand the value of information in one of your ledgers. You take their names, black purse, and all the pertinent information. And yeah, so
yeah, I threatened them one last time that I'll come back and murder them all if they don't stop their thieving ways.
Also, here's a knife.
And yeah, that's my signature move.
What was that, Roque?
Do we have any thought of maybe going back and actually seeing their camp and maybe intercepting their two leaders and dealing with them? Because it seems like these are just young people put in a bad place, maybe following people who we could help them with.
How are we rest-wise? Because I think we haven't had
it's been, you guys have been doing the same. I don't want to call it a death march, but let's call it a forced march every day. Waking up at the crack of dawn to a meal of what you foraged and conjured. I forgot what he called them, lawbringer crackers or whatever. And summoning the bray from your survival pouch and just hoofing it. 8 hours by bray. And then once they start to despawn, jumping off and then going for at least another 4, 5, 6, until darkness. You guys are very fortunate that you have some very capable, individuals when it comes to wilderness survival and foraging and all that, because you've been able to avoid most of the dangers of the swamp. Typically, Marb, Calisor, and Dregnar, especially you three, and even actually Roque to an extent, you would understand that you guys, it's actually quite amazing that y'all hadn't gotten sick or diseased with being in the swamp and a marsh for well over 2 weeks. So kudos to good time management, safe travels, and all that. You guys do not know how much further it is to Green Hill. You know that you are on the right path. Actually, you might know. I don't remember if you asked the Black Purse guys.
Or we asked, is this the general right direction and about how long? And I think they said it was at least a day or two.
Yeah, you if you pushed it through the night, y'all could potentially on foot get there, but it would be something like super early morning, and y'all would all be exhausted.
Right. See, and my concern is if we send this group of people back, and they're told that if they rob again, then we're gonna come kill them, so they don't listen to their leaders. But their leaders are gonna be like, well, no, either you rob for us or we're gonna kill you. We might as well just kill them now because we'd probably be nicer about it. And they seem somewhat like
you know what? That's a great idea. Let's kill them now.
You legitimately see some of them just kind of as they're tied and start to tense up and sit up and kind of get wide-eyed.
Like, guys, no, we're not going to kill you. Marb is Marb might, but the rest of us will probably stop him. Maybe
they can try. Look, these people are not gonna get out unless they learn to stand up for themselves. I mean, did you see the buff guy? He went down in one shot. That was embarrassing.
Yeah, but it sounds
if these people want to survive, they need to stand up for themselves. Sure, we can put up a flyer if anyone wants to come down from the Adventurers Guild, we can put a reward. We definitely have the funds for that. But these people need to learn to stand up for themselves, and if they can't decide if their life is worth, I guess, semi-freedom or the fear of death, then maybe they're better off that way.
Amara is gonna, she chimes in and says, Marb's right. Like, these pathetics, they need to grow a spine and do something for themselves. And honestly, based off what we've found out, that's more important, isn't it, than this? Like, if what we found out back in Deeproot comes out,
we're gonna be way more screwed than
Yeah, we do have bigger fish to fry.
a camp of bandits.
Fried fish.
Worry on our way back, we're gonna stumble across a camp and half of them will be dead, and it'll be our fault. But
I mean, we can't take responsibility for everything.
No, that's true.
I put my feathery hand on Roque's shell, and I just look him dead in the eye, and I tell him, Roque, I understand it's a hard choice. You're a very crazy, nice turtle, but at one point, this is a hard life of adventuring and killing monsters. Monsters might have families or babies somewhere around, but we obviously fireball them. There's a lot of gray areas here, and sometimes you just have to make the best call, and you have to think about the party and whether if it's worth it or not.
And
I know it's tough, man, but
Amara will also chime in real quick, Marb, on that, and say, you even mentioned you'll have the funds. You could get other adventurers to come work out with these people. If you really want to make a plan, be like, hey, we'll send a quest up. We'll send some adventurers here. They might be able to help you. But
who was the one that you talked to the most there, Marb? Which one was that?
He's orange guy, Timber.
Timber? Okay. I'm gonna give Timber the gold that I have, which is I have 30.
No.
No, I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna be like, you know what? We can't help you any more than this. But if this can help some of you get away and start somewhere on your own and be legit, then I've done what I can for you.
How much gold is it?
I only have 30, so he can have my 30 gold.
That's still that's a lot.
That's a year's wage for a lot of people.
Yeah, so you'll see.
Maybe they can create a life, and they can go back and get their kids and wives and get away without even having to deal with the crazy, scary leaders.
Yeah, you see as you kind of give him the pouch and you kind of wait for him to open it, he does, and you see that the shine of the gold kind of reflect on his whitish orange fur, and you just see his eyes get wide, and he just, this is a trick.
No trick, but this probably won't happen ever again for you. So you can waste it and go back to doing what you're doing, or tell me you go make something of yourselves. That's your choice to make. And then I just walk away sad.
Oh, Roque.
I'm gonna walk up to him and be like, hey, don't read this as you guys succeeding. This is not the toll that you came to extract from us. This is for you to change your life. Don't forget that.
Give me a persuasion check at advantage. I would say super advantage, but you got plenty of bonuses.
Yeah,
so.
it's fine.
What's super advantage?
It's 3 and take the highest.
It's a joke. Yeah, it's essentially you roll 3. No, officially it's not.
25.
Oh yeah, you see not just him, but you just see I don't know how to put it, but when you have that pathetic, large-eyed look at you from all 3 of the Tabaxi siblings, including the the half-elf, elven, human, halfling, all these bandits that are tied up, male, female. This is probably more gold than they pick off, in a year. Just at least, that's something, and they're all and they all kind of just like nodding their heads, and you can see it's like one of the halflings is actually starting to tear up a little bit, and he's just kind of hiding it and rubbing it off. And yeah, Marb, you shoot him in the arrow in the forehead, and he dies instantly.
Yeah. Who cries about money? Dead. Kill that guy.
He's weak. Call him.
He's definitely not gonna make it. Let's just end this real quick.
Yeah. But yeah, again, one other interesting point that I wanted to bring up is Calisor. The entire time, all of them are just staring at you with this unnatural fear. They have no idea what you are. They're scared of everyone. They are terrified of you.
Yeah, you better watch out.
I'll
Dinosaur and
it's to the point where it might, depending on how you are, it might bother you. Just again, depending on your mood.
Yeah.
Turn into a kitten and let me rub your belly.
Now, I'll just make Hans kind of wave to them from my
Okay.
That'll certainly put their fears at rest.
Excellent.
Here's a kobold hand that's waving at you.
They just, some of them are like just taking it back even more, and I see they're just scoot just a little bit more. But I think actually here, let me do this. Let's see, 10 d20. Actually, two of them understand. Two of them definitely kind of get that you're trying to be kind and peaceful.
Do I see that they're scared of Calisor?
You know what? Just for the sake of it, give me an insight check.
Okay. Oh no, I don't.
Not high.
Something small. So.
Yeah. Even with your passive, so yeah. No, you just think they're just afraid of like the general situation. It's this weird. It's just they have this weird storm of emotions where they failed to collect the toll. They were literally, some of them were beaten almost to death. Some of them were technically on death's door. Now all of a sudden, this leathery Tortle individual just gave them a sack of 30 gold, and then it's emotions everywhere. They just you don't know how to read it.
Okay. I'll just kind of, because I've walked away a little. I have nothing else to say. I'll just kind of yell over my shoulder. I'm ready to move on, guys. If you are, and I'll just wander around a little, waiting for the group and see if there's any like berries or anything to eat.
Sure. Oddly enough, yeah, there's some like actual like huckleberry and blackberry bushes just kind of all scattered through. So easy enough to gather.
Yeah, I'll harvest as many of those as I can while waiting. And then share what I have with the group.
Are they still bound? I forget.
You still have them bound, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll start unbinding them, and
okay.
I'll join Roque and walk around with him.
I'm gonna
harvesting.
As I'm kind of unbinding them all, I'll be like, hey, and if either of those two back at your camp give any trouble, just tell them the Menagerie will come deal with them if they do anything to you guys.
Okay. Menagerie, yeah.
Yep. Just ask around.
You'll
find out about us.
So, not cause?
I mean, we're cause adjacent.
Okay.
We're not. I think didn't last time, Adam. I think I owed up to that.
Oh yeah, maybe. Okay.
Yeah,
but he might have been knocked out. I don't remember.
True,
yeah. But okay.
It's like no, we're not necessarily with the Verdant Cause, but we've worked with them. So
Amara kind of leans over. She's like, I'm not with any of them. I'm not with the cause. I'm not with the.
She's not a member, but she's,
She wish she was. Oh.
Yeah, and then you guys kind of see as like Dregnar and Marb go start foraging, and Davis is kind of,
not foraging, I'm walking down the path. I'm bored.
Oh, Dregnar just kind of.
And you're so fast that we'll never catch up.
And when Marb comes up to me, I'll toss him a berry and like hold up my fist for a fist bump and be like, "Good job there, like teaching him things, buddy."
Ooh, I can bump him back and say like, you need to learn to be less nice. But I like your style. And return the fist bump.
I think we complement each other well.
Yeah, good cop, bad cop.
Maybe someday you can teach me to be bad cop.
Ooh,
Mentor and
Marb is
mentee.
just like smiling, like eye to eye. Like, ooh, with your spooky powers, we can have so much fun. Anytime you want some free lessons in stabbing.
I think I've got stabbing down. I just don't have bad cop down.
Oh, you don't even know. Whole nother level of stabbing.
All right. So yeah, Davis, you get the last couple that are bound together, cut free, or at least tie. You're not going to
I'm untying
them.
it. We need that rope.
Yeah. I was gonna say when I said cut free, I was like, wait, you're smart enough not to cut your own ropes. They kind of get up, starting to dust themselves off a bit. At this, Freud is still out, but they have enough of them where like 3 of them can kind of prop him up and start moving him back and away from you guys. Dregnar is already a good 150 feet ahead, just looking up ahead. Does anyone want to do anything, or y'all just catching up to Dregnar?
Catching up.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Away to Green Hill.
All right. So yeah, you guys leave this section or this group of the Black Purse behind and continue your path forward. Dregnar in the lead, and then the group kind of catching up. So, all right. It's pretty serene, idyllic kind of day, late afternoon at this point. The description of the camp that they would have given you would be how to get there, which they did give you. A couple landmarkers to look for.
Real quick, actually, before they go,
Yeah.
Can I ask if there's a Pathmaker's rest stop on the way? If they know.
There's not a Pathmaker's Rest here, but on the south, the South Mason, and they kind of point, like literally just see where you're at. Just cut through the woods. 15 minutes of travel, you'll jump right on the path.
And then that'll
And
take
then
us
maybe
into
about
town.
Yeah, well, take that, and it'll definitely get you into town. And there's a Pathmaker's Rest. I don't know, maybe about an hour and a half down, 2 hours down the way.
I'll just look at the group, be like, guys, maybe to avoid any other confrontations like this, we take a more well-worn route. I think the South Mason Fair byway is probably the safer way.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Okay. You know what? You guys have been nice to us. We'll escort you at least to the South Mason.
Okay. Although actually, hold on, insight check. Do I trust him?
Go ahead, insight check it.
I mean, do we even need their protection? If we
right, that's why I'm asking. 14.
I want to make fun of them.
From you tell they're trying to repay.
It sounds
some
like a really
small favor.
shitty way of setting up another weird trap.
Yeah. You're a little bit hesitant just because they jumped you, but you want to believe them. It's up to you.
Okay. Yeah.
If anybody else wants to insight check, you're more than welcome. Like Marb, if you wanted to or something.
I just want to make fun of them.
That's
bro,
fine.
It's like, you guys want to escort us? Like, we took down your biggest guy with like half a one shot. Like, Dregnar didn't even get to him before he was down.
Amateurs.
No offense here, but where is my insight? Oh my god, it's wisdom.
It's
Yeah, so you're good at it.
But you don't necessarily get like your extra bonus. Like it doesn't apply because it's not like based on the land or based on that. You're just there we go. Yeah, nice. Yeah, 17. Marb, they're trying to be nice. They're trying to pay it forward.
Good start.
Okay, I kind of roll my eyes and say like, sure, I'd like to hear more about these two big guys that are running your camp. Might give me interesting ideas on how to murder them later.
One of them will. One of the halflings will be like, "Well, one of them's not that big. He's about," and he points over to like Dregnar. He looks kind of like him.
Oh, by the way, Dregnar, we're going this way now. Sorry. And if he's too far, I'll be like, "Hey, Al, give me the horn."
What's happening to you?
Use the horn.
Actually, really good.
Use the horn.
Do
the honors.
Yeah, I'll use.
Yeah, Al. All right, Dregnar, you just
Dregnar.
hear this. Yeah, like it's in your head. Do you do anything, Dregnar?
He's deaf.
He's deaf now. James, Dragnar's head explodes.
I knew it's too powerful.
He's so far down he can't even hear.
Yeah.
That's so. I forgot
Yeah,
about.
go ahead and mark off one charge.
Oh right, actually Al has to do it.
Yeah, Al. It's fully charged. You
Yeah.
know, we all have been traveling for so. All right, well, I'm gonna just make James do something because he's not talking. He's probably got wife aggro or kid aggro.
Yeah.
Dregnar like grabs his ears up and then kind of just starts coming back, takes the horn out of your hand and just bonks you on the head with it and hands it back.
Okay. Come back. Okay, bye. Okay, that's fine.
You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh shit, I thought I was gonna die. Does my...
For this case, no, because he's just bonking you on the head. It's more thematic.
Unarmored.
Yeah. Bonk. And like when he hands it back, he like hits you really hard in the chest with it. It's just like. And then like it's interesting because Dregnar, as y'all are being kind of escorted, he gets in front of. So it's like you guys, the bandits with y'all, and then Dregnar just like out in front, just kind of like. Meh, meh, meh.
He knows this area because he's Simon.
Can I walk beside Calisor? Be like, hey,
Sure.
Change into things. You should change into that really scary spider and just like don't tell anyone and see what all these bandits do.
I can only change. Try not to just change whenever, and I think they're scared enough at the moment.
Okay, well.
You think?
Now, how many times can you change a day then? What's your limitations?
I can only change twice a day.
Oh, okay.
Twice a short rest. So yeah. So
I'm back, guys. Sorry, my headset went down.
Oh.
you're welcome back. Just letting you know kind of what happened. As you were marching forward, the Black Purse group offered to kind of escort the group.
Well, I asked specifically for like an alternate route.
Yeah, to the South Mason.
I heard everything. I just couldn't respond.
Got it. All right. So yeah, you are in front of everybody, kind of stomping your way with a slight headache. But yes, guys, this trek will not be anything arduous. Yes, you guys are tired, but they're accommodating to it. It'll take you about 15, let's say more like 30 minutes, and y'all will see for the first time in what feels like forever paved. Sweet pavement. Sweet paved road.
Yeah.
Like the expertly masoned and crafted Mason Fair Byway. And this is the South Mason.
Nice.
So we'll go ahead and move y'all back over here.
I'm so happy to see Floor.
So y'all are like down here somewhere. But and then they tell you guys, just travel due northish about an hour or two, and y'all will find the rest.
Thanks again.
Thank you. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys around in a good way.
In a good way.
So, yep, nice. Yeah, you get that intersection marked on your map. Grant's eyes turn dark as he's just lush with power. All right, boys. Yeah, you guys are able to easily, trek for.
Oh my God, Pebble!
Nope.
Pebble.
All right, sorry.
I think Rock's hallucinating.
Yeah, there you go. Boom.
Oh no, wait, we're all gone. No,
Yeah, I just moved y'all down. Sorry. All right.
I concentrate really hard, and can I sense Pebble?
No.
Do I hear flapping again? Last time I heard flapping, I might have imagined it, but you could at least let me imagine flapping again.
You know what? You feel flapping. You hear flapping.
Nice. I walk around with a smile.
Nice. But yeah, after a couple hours, sun is still up, but it is definitely on its descent. Y'all see the ovoid stone set deep in the earth on the side of the road, where a clearing kind of comes out, and it looks like there's some old extinguished campfires. You see some wagon, trail or wagon tracks left behind. And you see the symbol on the stone that indicates the infinite, winding path of the Pathmaker.
Guys, this is where most of us met.
Ooh.
I mean, not here specifically, but, one of these things.
Yeah.
One of these.
It seems like, gosh, just a long-ass time ago, but it was only, what, like a month and a half ago, something like that?
A month ago.
When was the last time we slept on a good pile of hay?
More than 3 weeks for you, Marb.
Yeah, Pine probably, right?
Too
He did get one night in the stables, if I recall, here. I think he managed to sneak in. They shoot him away, but then he snuck back. So yeah, if there's anything you guys would like to do, you are able to set up camp easily. As you guys do, it's a calming evening, slight breeze, very few clouds in the sky. It's comfortable. The grass is nice. The air is fresh. You get some of that as the wind kind of blows. You actually get that scent of like pine and forest as it seems to be carried on the wind from far from the east of the extended foxwoods down here. But you can, if you really like prop yourself up and look, you can kind of see off in the distance, but it's quite a ways away. Yeah, so the evening is yours. Every once in a while, you'll see a wagon or caravan kind of trekking by. At this point, they'll have, like a hood and lantern or like some sort of light, and they wave and look to be, continuing down south. It looks like they're wanting to continue and not stop for the night.
Do I recognize any of them?
Suspicious.
Give me a perception check, Dregnar. In this case, no. It just seems like it's just some sort of merchants heading out of Greenhill. You do notice that with that they seem to be carrying a lot more of what you would expect to be acquired at the river. So it looks like maybe they were coming into Greenhill and traded for fish, swamp tubers, different, herbs that may grow here. And they are on their way back south, potentially to the next town or further. Actually,
do any of us know what the next town would be? Or would it be on my map? Probably not.
Yeah, there actually be flour from the windmills. That would be on the map. It wouldn't be necessarily like a large town. It would be more like, like, I don't know, like a little. No, Volpine would be north. Y'all are south.
No, I'm saying like size-wise.
Oh, it would like the next few like towns that you'll run into are like little village, like townships, villages, like a few hundred people, stuff like that.
Like Gather.
The next yes, so similar to where.
Okay.
Yeah. This would be. I'd have to think about the map. I believe the next more like substantial town south would be probably Brann, Brann. But don't hold me to that right now because I don't have my map out.
Fair enough.
So, but yeah, a smiling man on his, on the wagon, and you see that there's like two other people just wave, bid you a good, a peaceful night, and continue heading south.
Okay.
Well, given what happened last time we were at one of these things, I think it would be good for us to set up watches. Even though it's, a relatively safe place. But we should still keep watches, like we usually do.
Sure. I volunteer for one of the first watches.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take first watch.
Okay, so Marb and Roque will be the first. Who's second watch?
I can do second watch.
All right. Anyone gonna join?
Yeah, I'll join.
Cool.
Okay. And then I heard Grant.
Yeah, I'll jump on last watch.
All right. Anyone joining last watch?
Sure.
All right. Dregnar. Dregnar will be making breakfast again.
All we have is Rock's ball, so I don't know. This is going to be really complicated.
Al and Amara will just, sleep through the night. Or join or wake up.
I need my beauty sleep.
I mean, Al had a bad time last time at one of these.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, y'all are able to...
Bad is that dwarf guy in your party, right?
Orbis. Fucking Orbis.
Is that what it's? Oh, that's right, because of the freaking pause. That's right.
Yeah, because it's always
was
on fire.
Was a dwarf or a halfling?
No, he was a dwarven fire breather.
Oh, that's right. The halflings are the ones that I would throw.
Yeah, they're the ones that you use as projectiles.
My juggling baton, juggling pins.
Yeah. Okay.
It's my favorite act.
All right. So yeah, right now everybody's awake, getting settled, kind of enjoying the evening. Feel free to interact as you guys please. If not, we can quickly go to the first shift of Night Watch, Balls in Y'all's Court.
I mean, I will say to Al, I'll be like, hey, I know last time you were here, this was not such a good time, so don't worry, we got it this time. We're a bit stronger, we're a bit more prepared this time, I think.
Yeah, definitely stronger. We can... Here, take the horn. Let me know if anything happens.
You got it.
Gotcha.
So as we've gotten, roads gotten better and looks like we're a little more towards civilization.
Mm-hmm.
Calisor's gotten quieter, a little more standoffish. It's kind of just pacing around quite a bit. And he's going to actually use his greed. He's going to make it go back on his necklace.
Okay.
And would like to cast find traps to just see if there's any traps in this clearing or anything like that, because he's just kind of unsure about this area.
I'm curious what this looks like.
Yeah, it's up to you now. So the dismembered greed allows you to cast the find trap once a day or once a long rest with it. How do you visualize it looking, or would you like me to come up with something for you?
I mean, is it on my necklace or is it alive when it's doing it? Because I think it's just on the necklace.
Yeah, so it's on the necklace. It needs to be attached to it, but it doesn't mean that it can't prop itself up or point or wiggle its fingers or anything. But it definitely is not in its familiar state. It's in its necklace state.
Yeah, it'd probably just kind of pop up a little bit to where it's palm is back of its hands on my chest and its palms facing outwards, just kind of, and its fingers are just kind of moving around sensing the area. Yeah,
so you gotta get this wiggle as you're kind of moving. It's funny because you get it, and at one point it does actually point and ping over to where there's some trees. And Calisor, you kind of maybe will go over there and kind of just check it out, and you move some of the bushes, and you just see a very simple deadfall trap for catching some sort of little critter that never got used or never got triggered. Looks like whatever they put as the bait was swiped, but the trap itself was never successfully triggered. And that's really
Okay.
the ping that you get is that, and then maybe as you get approach there, you get to another one, and there's another one a little ways away. Looks like there's some hunting traps here.
Okay.
I've still got holes in me from having to rush to Davis and got shot with a bunch of arrows.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm tired. I'm just gonna kind of sit off in an area where I can do my watch and just not really doing the watch. I'm just gonna mostly focus on my spell book and kind of just I feel super. So
all right, actually, spellbook time. We do, I guess, kind of retroactively. I do owe you some research time in your book. I believe last time you were more successes than failures. In the last, let's say, 7 days of travel, do you think you would have like every evening tried to do some more research on the books, on the scrollings, or like what would you have been doing, Roque?
I think on the majority of them, but there'd be definitely an evening or two. I probably would have more just been pouting, thinking about Pebble, and and since it was such an exhausting march, there's some nights where I'm not on first watch. I'm just asleep, and it's more a nighttime activity, not like I wake up and do it because. So I wouldn't say all of the nights. I'd say maybe 4 of 7.
Okay, so go ahead and then I guess you're going to do it even tonight. So go ahead and give me 5 Arcana checks. You are more than welcome to have guidance yourself during this time.
Nah, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, so just give me 5 and we'll see how much progress you make.
Okay, 22.
Okay, that's good.
That's a 7, so 17.
Okay.
20.
Okay.
24.
All right.
And last one on the lucky die is 14.
14. So your lowest was a 14. Okay, that's still very good. The unreadable book and the haphazard scrawlings for the different scrolls that you collected way back when at the rundown pig camp are starting to make a lot more sense, and you're starting to almost instinctively be able to and you in your book you have successfully added 2 new spells. They are the Materia version of Witch Bolt. That is going to be the same spell that you saw the Swamp Hag use on Davis. And then you also get Blindness Deafness. And then you've made a lot of progress on another spell that you get the sense that it is of elemental nature. It is fire-based, but it is not a very simple fire spell. It's something a little bit more complex, beyond your grasp currently. Actually, you might actually have identified it. You can go ahead and give me 1 more Arcana check to see if you've figured out what you're translating.
He likes my sweat.
That would be a natural 1.
Nice.
Natural 1, yeah.
You forget how to do Firebolt now.
Yeah. Unreadable again.
So with that, it's fire-based, and you know that it's powerful and it's beyond your grasp. But unfortunately, you don't know the spell. It seems to be something not of standard magic.
Okay.
So, but yeah, go ahead. Roque, you can add again the Materia version of Witch Bolt into your spell book. You can add the Blindness Deafness spell into your spell book, and then as a note, you've made a lot of progress on some sort of mystery fire spell.
Am I like these are like in and usable now, or are these like the other 2 that I know I have? I just haven't actually Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yes,
So they're definitely identified. You haven't put them in your book. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Which actually, if you want to, you could say that in one of the nights, you could have added any of these 4 spells permanently into your book.
No,
You
we'll
would
go
have
back
had some
when we get back to town.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, so far you should have.
Make it back to town.
Mhm.
I mean, Al's already down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's still not back. Where is Corbin? I'm gonna ping him. Sure, everything's okay. So yeah. Anything else? Roque, are you good for now?
No, that'd be my night unless Marb comes up to me and wants to talk about anything. And I'm just a little injured and a little tired, and yeah, I would just kind of not really paying attention to watch, just be awake while I have to be awake.
Okay.
Yep. I'm on first watch, right?
Yeah, so the first watch I posted, it looks like it is going to be Marb and Roque together, just kind of chilling.
Perfect.
Yeah. So
Kind of Rock doing his thing, not really paying attention to the watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, he had a long day.
Gotcha.
He gave away a lot of money. So just keep closer eye out. So
Okay. So I'll say you can go ahead and give me a perception check. You do get your natural explorer because I believe you're still set to swamp and not urban.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can go ahead and do that. Okay. Yeah, Corbin's internet went boom.
I am so. Ooh, 22.
22. Yeah. So as you're, you only have so much light. Thankfully, it is a pretty clear night, so you do get to see a little bit further. But you're very confident in the 60-ish feet that you can see around camp. You're not seeing any movement. It's very still. But then you kind of, listen, breathe slowly. You hear the crackling of the embers in the fire. You really don't hear much of footsteps, much of any really animals, short of what you expect. Some crickets, some toads. Nothing too crazy. Is there anything else you'd like to do? You did. I would, if you recall, you did get to start looking at your manual of tomes and herbs, which you did use to very effectively figure out the Hydra parts. All that.
How big are manuscripts? That's what I want.
So in this case, they're a little bit bigger than your typical, you'd like to keep a little ledger, right? Where you got your little notes on the beasts and everything. You essentially would have to fold it in half and then get it to fold again to get it to fit. That's kind of what you've done. And you've just kind of essentially just stuck it in the middle of your main bestiary book that you have.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. So I take my bestiary out of my bestiary pocket in my cloak.
Of course.
I flip it out and have the manuscript just writing notes. Kind of just probably somewhere up in the tree.
Sure. For the sake of this, can you give me an investigation check?
Ooh, yes. Probably have terrible intelligence. Investigation, yeah.
10. Okay, that's not terrible. As you're kind of going through it, you're not necessarily so much focusing on the things, but you do see that there seems to be interesting sections in these manuscripts. One of which depicts, sentient plants and stuff like that. And another one that depicts beasts of a grander stature. And you kind of see that, and it's labeled more it seems to be referencing what is referred to as dire beasts and stuff like that, which strikes your interest. But you make note of it, let's say,
Perfect. You said dire beast.
Yeah, Dire.
Ooh, awesome.
Dire beast. There you go. Oh, and there's also going to be something that you're a little bit familiar with. Section on commonly mistaken creatures as beasts that are not. But and like for you, your experience in that would be back home, like an owl bear. This arcane conjuration that is like half owl, half bear. It very much looks like a beast, but it's definitely not a beast.
I like start reading that section and just like cracking up to myself, like, yeah, owl bears definitely poop like that, and just like,
yeah. Marb, it's kind of it's interesting how much information there is on what seems to be so few pages.
Like in a spooky way, or like
no, it's very easy to read. It's very easy to digest. It's very concise. The information is like there.
Ooh, okay.
So, I guess for the sake of this, because he said, "Is it like a spooky way?" Give me an Arcana check just for the sake of it.
What is even? Oh, Arcana's intelligence.
Yeah.
This is why Marb barely reads books.
Yeah.
Oh,
Marb nails it.
Marb,
Marb likes to read books.
No. In this case, it's weird because like you said, Marb doesn't like to read books, but you really like reading this, and you're like almost kind of driven to keep reading a little bit and keep scribbling notes. And when you think of something, it's surprising how easy it is for you to find some information on what you're thinking about.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. 19, nice.
I know, right? I didn't expect that.
Yeah. All right, so Marb and Roque, is there anything else you'd like to go on your night shift, or would you like to wake up the next group?
I would just wake up the next group unless Marb's got anything.
Yeah, before the end of the last shift, I just come down to where Roque is, and I show him a little bit of my notes. It's like, hey, I know you read a lot of books, like that spooky book that no one can understand except you. Hey, like this book is really interesting. And I just kind of like show him my sketches. Like, I think I got something here. I'll let you know more.
Okay, I'd look at that and like eagerly. Yeah, I like that sort of stuff. I'll show you some of my sketches too, because I like to sketch like the weird things we've seen on our adventures and just like compare all the
Nice.
fun stuff we found.
Yeah, I will say,
like, oh yeah, I remember that one. Oh, the gross house. No.
I will say, Roque, it is actually striking that like a lot of the penmanship and the little scrawlings and scribblings that Marb does, in your mind and in your opinion, is better and more detailed and a finer stroke than what is in the actual manual. Just, I guess, as a mechanical thing, and it might even be just to remind you, Nico, as a Kenku, you are an expert in forgery. You have advantage on all checks when you're trying to produce forgeries, duplicates, and stuff like that. So
can I
come up one time? I'm gonna be able to use it.
Can I get my? I'll get my like magic pen, and I'll notice how well. Be like, Marb, man, you write real nice. So be like, draw pebble for me, and then I'm gonna have my magic pen draw pebble, and I want to see who does it better.
Okay.
Be like compete versus my magic pen, Marb.
All right. So
accepted.
All right. So Roque, you give me a D20 plus your intelligence.
Ooh, I have intelligence.
And Marb, give me a D20. Well, give me a sleight of hand check at advantage because you're forging.
I got 19 total.
19. All right. Marb, you got to beat a 19.
Very doable.
Yeah. For you, Marb, that would be sleight of hand. 2D, so D20 plus 7 at advantage.
Oh.
14. Yeah, it's good. Like what Marb produces, Roque, is very good. It's just you got that familiarity, you know. It's Marb's image is not alive like yours. Like yours actually has some life and some connection to it.
Okay, so I was expecting Marb, so I'll be like, since I'll be like, man, it's a magic pen. And then I'll quickly sketch Pebble, and it's awful. And
Yeah,
like, this is what I can do. It's all the magic pen.
Yeah, it really is the magic pen kit. Pun was intended, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, nice. All right, so after that, you guys are able to, you know, start feeling a little tired. You start cracking your necks and all that, and you go over to wake up the next group, which will be consisting of Calisor and Davis.
I heard a ding. Did we lose someone?
No, Al came back.
Oh, okay.
Al's back.
Al's alive. I was blowing the horn for so much, dude. I'm just kidding.
All right. Go ahead. Good luck fixing your mic, Nico. But so yes, Cal and Davis, y'all are, you know, Marb goes by and kind of starts waking you guys up. Tells you
everything's clear, good, cool, thanks.
It's quiet.
All right. So, Calisor, do you know what we do? Yeah, were you there for our first watch? I don't remember. Yeah, basically. Oh no, you were having a bad time. Although I guess we would have, out of character, we would have done this probably a couple times along the way that we just never repeat. So he knows how we're doing it, so never mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys. If anything, let me know that you're doing, or otherwise we'll just kind of call it a quick watch.
So hey, so have you ever been to this Green Hill before?
No, I haven't spent much time in towns at all, really.
Yeah, I kind of got that vibe.
Yeah, actually.
You gonna be okay?
We'll see. Not really too sure, honestly.
I mean, I would say let's keep the big cat stuff and like spider stuff to a minimum. But you as you are right now, you should be fine. Just, you know, follow my lead.
Seeing how y'all have reacted initially to some of the things, I would imagine most people probably aren't super used to that.
Definitely not. I mean, I can't speak for the people of in this town particularly, but I would say just don't do it.
Yeah, makes sense. Question: have you ever played Dragon Chess?
I don't think so. Actually, I'm curious if I chose that as one of my things. No, I haven't.
No,
I'm more of a dice and cards kind of, you know, guy.
Okay, I used to, like I said, I'm a little nervous about it, and I used to always play Dragon Chess to calm my nerves. So I was hoping to find somebody who play it with me. So I was just gonna see if you knew how to play it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, played dice or cards. I mean, I don't know if you could teach me in a couple hours or anything, because I'm not that quick of a learner on these types of things. But if you want to, we can. But we also do have to, you know, keep a lookout. So.
Yeah, no, understandable. Yeah.
Am I asleep already, or can I hear this?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
you know what? I'll allow
you as we started. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll allow you to hear it.
Okay, so I'll just hearing it, I have a Dragon chess set on me, and I'm just gonna take one of the pieces and toss it at Calisor and say, I challenge you to a game next time we're up together. Don't lose that, and then go back to sleep.
Okay.
There you go.
Sweet.
Yeah, you just kind of feel like that little wooden impact. Dunk.
I'll pick it up off the ground, look at it, and be like, sweet, and put it in my pocket. And just go back to watching.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Maybe mess around a little bit with some more of the Hydra stuff. I know on the... I managed to get...
Hello?
Welcome back, Nico.
Hey.
Sweet.
I was able to get Hydra bone dust last time and learned that the hybrid could kind of be made into like a hybrid holding / colding
Yeah.
bag a little bit. So I just continue kind of progressing on that stuff a little bit while keeping an eye out and ear out and making Hans kind of walk around and come back to me if he senses anything.
I got you. Go ahead and then give me. This would be, what type of check would this be? This. Go ahead and give me a survival check, just to see how well you do. Because the better you do, the more essentially the more work you're able to do now, the less work you'll need to do in town or when you find somebody. Oh, nice. Yeah. You're getting very familiar with just how the leather reacts to, being worked with. You've gotten really familiar with the bone dust application, and you've actually started just trying to figure out a good way to help apply the bone dust to the leathers that you have. Since you've spent some of your time kind of curing the leather so that, it doesn't stink and start breaking down, even though it's kind of surprising to you, but I guess when you think about it, oh yeah, it's a Hydra. It doesn't really rot that quickly. Yeah, you make good progress. And are you focusing on anything other that you've collected? I think there was the teeth, the heart, the tail.
Yeah, no, the heart was Marb's I'm pretty sure. He's the one who discovered it, so I wouldn't probably work on the heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so yeah, I would just say I would continue trying to figure out how to make this bag.
Nice. You're very pleased with your progress on it. You're confident that once you find someone that actually knows how to make a bag, you know how to stitch a bag. Eventually you can even start stitching the bag together if you wanted to. But if you are looking to enchant it, you're confident that the quality of the leather, the quality of the bone dust that you're creating should make it a fairly easy process for someone that could at least follow the instructions on how to do it. Cool. Good job. But yeah, so go ahead, you two. Give me perception checks on Night Watch.
Can I just help him out?
Sure, you can. Calisor at advantage. Well, yeah, you can do it at advantage. You get night vision or dark vision. All right, 22. Nice.
Oh wait, I don't know why I did it 3 times.
That's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah. No, the 22 was for the leather, so it's 20 and 12. Yeah.
Yeah, so 20 is still good. Similar. It's a still night. It is a quiet night. There's a few clouds moving by. Cal, because you're more attuned, you hear the fluttering of bat wings as they're going around, picking off mosquitoes and little insects in the night sky. You point them out to Davis, and Davis, every once in a while, you'll see this little quick bat kind of fly by.
Not a lot of those on the high sea where I usually am.
Yeah. But it's a nice evening.
Are there any other groups camped out nearby, at this rest, or?
Not this evening. Okay. No. It looks like you possibly missed one a night or two ago, because some of the wagon tracks are a little bit more. Looks like more fresh.
Okay.
Sure. Okay. I guess if that's everything that y'all are doing, the watch will go by uneventful, and you guys can go ahead and stir up Dregnar and I believe it was Grant, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. I'll get Grant.
Cool. All right.
Wait, so are you sleeping in your armor or not, Grant?
No.
Okay.
Too old for that kind of shit.
Okay.
So yeah.
And I am not sleeping in my armor either, so.
I get you. Yeah, so it takes you a little bit longer to settle down, but you take off your armor, you put your glaive by your side or whatnot, and you kind of go to sleep.
Yeah.
Well, before he does,
Mm-hmm.
Davis, I'm going to ask you for the map. Out of game, I completely forgot about this, but I have the Outlander Wanderer, which means I have an excellent memory for maps and geography, and I can always recall general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features.
Okay, nice.
So I'm going to spend this while watching, but also filling in your map as much as I
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I kind of wish we were one to watch together because I probably could have helped you.
Mm.
That's okay.
Hey, y'all are learning. Y'all are learning.
Nice.
So yeah.
Actually, so I won't know this, but it's gonna be pretty sick when I wake up.
It'll have a lot of little Dregnar-inspired details.
Nice.
Yes.
I'll be like, well, okay, yeah,
Stupid
just,
bandits here.
yeah. I'll just be like, hey.
Bitch ass hag here.
On a cute sweater over there.
Well, I'll tell him, I'll be like, hey, I'm kind of proud of, how I treat my maps, but, I just make sure you keep it orderly. It's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, Dregnar, easy enough. You're able to add whatever little notes and scrawlings you wish to add, like the little windmill that you saw due north of where you guys were ambushed on the little dirt trail. You point out a spot where you realize that no one noticed this really beautiful bush where there was a bunch of butterflies gathering, and you were walking by it and felt very serene and peaceful. So you kind of add that little bit on the map.
Now, one thing I am going to do is leave out some details like the hag's hut. I'm just going to put a star there.
Gotcha.
And then I'll let Davis know what it means. That way, if anybody does get this map, we don't want them running out there and,
Absolutely. I get you. Very smart. I like that.
I think we may have marked the hex set on there already. Not necessarily as something, but the landmark.
Possibly. You may have, but Dregnar, you kind of fill in where there's some more hills and, where you kind of recall where the canopy starts opening up, and where the vegetation starts taking over to the hills and all that.
That's cool.
You even get there's this part where Dave is kind of marked as troll, and you kind of just remember your path, and you kind of just mark and you kind of pseudo create a section on there that's you. The bottom half of what you imagine would be troll territory. You don't know how high it extends up north. You kind of start drawing that in, and you kind of start shading it in slightly different colors.
Yeah, I'm just going to try to, it says I can recall everything. So I'm going to put as much information as I can on the wall.
Yeah, I get you. Nice. Grant, you doing anything during your watch?
Not today, I don't think. Just reviewing my spells, preparing for the.
Gotcha. Let's see here. I guess then, if you guys want to, you guys can go ahead both. It's a fairly uneventful evening as far as you guys can tell. Go ahead and give me perception checks. As you guys are, well, Grant, you're more focused on it. Dregnar, you're kind of doodling in the map, building it out more.
Nice, strong start.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately for you, Grant, you really can't see much beyond where the firelight extends about 60 or so feet out. The moonlight and the stars help, but you're kind of more relying on your sense of hearing and smell, and your hearing's not what it used to be, and you're basically just smelling the embers from the fire for the most part, and it's a nice, warm, comforting smell.
It gets dark.
Yeah, and then Dregnar, you're more relying just on your hearing as you're just kind of focused in on that, and you just hear.
I'm going to cast Dark Vision on Grant.
Oh, okay. There you go. Nice.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah. So, it's the second time or so. Maybe it's happened more during the travels, but it's still something to get used to. All of a sudden, it's a light filter just kind of gets placed on, and you see it's still all grays and still all shades of blacks and grays and all that, but it's incredible how much further you can see out, and you kind of are looking around and you see elk and deer off to the distance kind of grazing that you would have never even known were there.
Nice.
So
yeah. Go ahead.
you guys are the breakfast crew. So I don't know if y'all are doing anything, if y'all are just conjuring, relying on what y'all foraged.
I mean, if you guys want dry biscuits and water, I got you covered.
Breakfast.
Well, you guys can slap me now. According to that ability I have, I can also scrounge up food for up to 5 people as long as there's vegetation and water.
You guys have a very good survival group. You have multiple people trained in survival. You have a ranger, you have a outlander, you got you got a druid. Chances of y'all going hungry, unless if it's like just not and as long as it's just not like a a barren wasteland or just like a toxic environment, pretty slim.
So between my ability to get berries and stuff like that and the crackers, we should be good for.
Yeah. To use the morning or not.
Would we have enough time to set up the traps that were already around that Calisor found last night?
Yeah, we can say that he pointed them out to you, and there's at least 2 that you are aware of, and you guys could look around and see if you find some more.
Kind of suck at these things, but I'm just gonna, just try and bait the trap and see what happens.
Go ahead and give me a survival check. Nice. Yeah. You don't, as they're already set up and untriggered, you are able to kind of easily put your little berries and whatever else, offerings for the critter. You actually notice why they didn't get set off, and you kind of adjust the trap a little bit more, kind of prop it up correctly, and give it like a quick little test pull, and it falls, like a good chunk of like 3 or 4 heavy stones just fall down. Definitely enough to like crush a squirrel or like a little weasel or something like that. And you set it really quickly back up. And so you have 2 deadfall traps set up.
Sweet. Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
Or it'll just be the same thing for the next people that come to the Pathmaker's Rest, and they just like, they found some other idiots who, filled the trap and didn't catch it.
I get you. Cool. Well, is there anything else that you 2 gentlemen would like to do on the night watch?
No,
I'm good.
All right. Yep. So as you guys kind of return back, or Grant, as you kind of return back from setting up the traps, you hear Al just snoring away. He's getting his beauty sleep. Just. It's a bit distracting. But...
It's fine. I am a man of peace. It is okay.
You kind of get the sense that the sun is starting to come up. So you kind of go get your. I don't know if you're going to travel in your armor, but if you would, this would be a time for you to kind of start strapping it on slowly. Get ready, at least half put it on. Get like your van bracelet.
Yeah, I would have put it on. Like the first thing I do when I get up and when we're out is put on my armor.
Gotcha. All right. So yeah, the morning comes. The sun crests over the tree line, and it just happens to just like be in everyone's faces, and it just naturally just starts waking the entire camp up. You guys rub your eyes out, and then Davis, in that half woken state, kind of groggy, kind of that. In your mind's eye, you are kind of seeing a full night sky, just kind of briefly, and in it, it's a constellation that you do not recognize, or some stars, and you kind of like look at it, and the grouping of it is like a constellation, but it's not one you've ever seen in the night skies. And then you kind of wake up and just kind of snap to it.
I'll rub my eyes and look again.
It's daylight. It's the sun. You don't know where that image came from. It's just like.
That's okay.
Once Davis is up, I'll present him with the map, and I'll go. I made a few additions and corrections.
Is it how good? It's pretty good, isn't it?
It's very you would expect his his approach to be as in calligraphy and in writing and in scrawling to be as blunt as he is, but there's a light airiness to it, and it's nice. And then you do see fucking bandits and some other things, but it's really it's not what you expected.
Wow,
it's
that's
like
a lot of detail here. This is nice. Thanks, man. This,
Yeah,
I mean, this
not a
might
problem.
actually prove helpful. I owe a cartographer a bit of a debt for a piece of work that I'm having done, and I'm hoping this might, get her on my good side. I'm actually gonna share this with her. So.
Okay, whatever helps.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, you may have saved me some money or gotten me back in some good graces. So that's awesome. Thanks. Where's breakfast? Do we need to get that going, or what's going on?
It's already ready. It's a cold breakfast, but it's
Cool. Nice. And then I'm strapping my armor on as we do this.
Yeah, so breakfast is presented amongst y'all. It is a gathering of mostly berries. Unfortunately, there's no actual success with the traps.
Dry rations and berries. Whatever.
Yeah. And there's Dregnar would point out that there's plenty of edible grasses and stuff like that, so kind of mix it up a little bit. But it's actually a much more pleasantly flavored meal than y'all have had for quite some time, having been relying on what you could find in the swamp and Lawbringer crackers.
This is Lawbearer, right?
Opposite of
Bear, yes, sorry. Bear, yes. Yeah.
Although we did have a deal at the witch's hut because she had the ladle. It tasted.
Yeah, I mean, Dregnar would have, either for your evening, I think those are normally your evening meals, would have done some of the ladle magic. But, yeah. So you guys are awake. The
non-dope fiend version.
I mean, we just assumed that maybe one other night you guys got unfortunately rolled the 1. But for the most part, there's six options, and most of them are beneficial. 5 of them are beneficial. It's just the one that's
but
not.
that's if I expend the charge. If I don't expend it,
oh yes,
you don't get the bonus, but you still make.
You make good tasting food. So so you guys, the morning is yours. You are, from what you understand, about a day's worth of normal travel away from Greenhill. So what would you like to do?
Do we want to walk, or are we in a rush to make it into town?
I mean, once we get into town, I think we're gonna be there for at least a day, so we might as well burrow it up, right? Bray time.
Sure.
Is it race time?
Oh, is it?
First man back to town.
We were gonna do. Weren't we doing a foot race, or were we doing a?
I know there was gonna be a triple. What are you two? You guys were gonna do 3 races or something.
Yeah.
I honestly forgot the details.
Bray. There was a foot race. I don't know the third one. Figure it out.
Maybe a race while carrying the donkey. I don't know something.
Reverse
Bray. Okay.
Race, yeah.
I think I know who would win that one.
Dregnar would just throw it up to the other side and just run after it. Easy win.
I do.
Me was just like,
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you guys get your brays all summoned here. I'll do like this.
Easy writing.
Y'all can just kind of group whoever's with them. There you go.
I'll take number 1.
I will take Pebble off the map. Goodbye, Pebble.
No. Out of character, do you not have the incense or something to summon him?
No. I could do find familiar and get him back, but
Here's the scary part. What if he does it and the bird doesn't come back?
He's not sure how that would work because he never like banished him away, and also he doesn't know if that would like lose the information we were seeking. So he's just hoping Pebble comes back.
Oh.
Okay.
That's our next mission. Like, F all those bandits. We need to go on a Pebble rescue mission.
Yeah, so he's gonna go as long as he can before he literally goes insane worrying about Pebble, and then he'll probably cast the ritual.
Gotcha. I will say, okay, no, because you explained your thought process. Never mind, you're good. So yeah. What would you guys? Are you guys just heading up the South Mason to town? Are you guys doing the race thing, or are you guys just? What do you guys want to do?
Al, is it time?
Or did we want to go check out a windmill or one of the mills or something?
I think we need to get to town first.
I think Amara wants to go back to town for sure, guys.
Okay. Town. Home.
I always forget she's with us.
She owes us a magic item too, right? We're gonna extort her for an item.
She owes us
She
20 by this point, but we'll take one.
We need.
Otherwise, her brother is gonna be a zombie in my army.
Yeah, that's dark.
Sorry, in the Lawbringer's army. Lawbearer.
Right. Yeah, Lawbearer. Okay. So yeah, y'all set off. If y'all are gonna do some shenanigans, let me know. Otherwise, it's just
like I'm down to race if we want to race.
Is this no holds bar? Or are we?
Okay.
Stipulation.
Are we using merit dice to make our donkeys run faster and casting spells and shit and throwing vines? Like, is Marb gonna? Oh my God, Marb, are you gonna shoot us with entangling arrows as we run? Is this gonna be?
Exactly.
Okay, practice race.
How all out do we want to go in this all-out race?
Spend all our spell slots and they get ambushed.
Disqualified. You're disqualified.
Oh my God!
If you intend to name, you're disqualified.
Non-lethal arrows.
So how are we racing? I don't know, Al. It's up to you.
I mean, I will say this real quick. If I recall right, y'all said something about it being for the scrawlings of invocation, and you've done some research on the scrawlings, but you haven't done too much. Like, you know the benefits that it can apply. You know that it seems to have like essentially what I sent y'all. It has like 100-day or so. Looks like where they become inert. And you know that there needs to be a ritual performed to bestow the benefits of the scrawlings onto the individual, whoever does end up getting it.
Ooh, I can cast enhanceability on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, are you in the race? Oh no, that's right. We were all gonna race. Is that what it was? I don't remember.
I don't know. It's up to y'all. Marb, go ahead and give me a. Unfortunately, it's just give me a. I'll let you use your wisdom. Give me a wisdom check. Just straight wisdom.
Oh, banana.
I mean, your wisdom's good.
20
plus 3.
3.
You're good. Please. Okay, yeah, Marb. I'm whispering you something. Let me whisper you something.
Don't have great spells for enchanting a donkey.
Good.
I could give it a speech while I'm writing it, I guess. That would make it happy.
I could cast web and slow all your donkeys down and.
Yeah. So I guess I should just hit Roque with the hold person straight off the bat. Just paralyze his ass on the back of his donkey if I can. Or Marb, maybe? I don't know. This is tough.
Marb is Simon, okay? It's Roque and Marb are really the same person. They split into two, and they are Simon. With their powers combined.
That switch with each other every day.
Yeah.
You guys haven't even noticed it. So rude.
You know, when they do the fusion dance and ha, they krum together. So, all right. So, yeah. You guys kind of are, you know, been kind of going for like an hour now at this point, just going like, so are we going to race? Are we going to race Al? Are we racing? Cal, you up for the race? And you're just kind of bickering amongst yourselves.
The rule set. There needs to be ground rules laid out. So it's a start and destination.
The edge of town will assume like
Throw
there's
the mold out. The ones that have mold
out. Here, wait. Can you guys see my ping? Like right here at the entrance of town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first one through the gate.
I'll come help in a moment.
No.
So,
some of us are doubled up,
though. Extended race. Y'all are going to do an extended race. Okay.
I mean, we're doubled
Here,
up.
Let me do this. Let's take a little break while y'all decide what the race is going to be. Go ahead and get some beverages, do that, and we'll pick up in 5-10 minutes, okay? I think it's a good point.